let me just, wait, there's nothing there. Okay, Gary turned himself off. Let me turn on my computer. So I'm going to turn you over here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let me turn on my computer. I have Lorena on here. I've been in a mood lately. I don't know, I have moods. I wish I didn't have them. I have like discouragement moods, sad moods, pissed off moods. Lately I had like a couple mood swings, but you know, nothing like some quilting to change that. So if you're here, please make a comment. Oh, I need to go on my computer. Hopefully you hear me. I see that you do hear me on the volume. Let me turn around. I want to announce some of the winners. Come on. But maybe I won't do that today. I'm not sure. If I don't know. Just thank you for hanging with me. Let me go on my computer. Move over, Roxy, please. I was gonna sit with y'all and do some binding, maybe not lock. Let me let this fall on me. Hello, how are you, gorgeous? How are you? So glad you're here. I love you, Mom. You're always here. I'm so thankful. So let's see. I need to go on my computer. Hold on. I got a new internet. Hopefully the internet will work better back here because they said it would. I don't know if it will, but the other day I was doing live streams. I think one of the things I was real frustrated with it is I couldn't get the computer that I have in front of me. Let me see if you can see it. This computer that I have in front of me, I couldn't get it to connect to the internet like it should. And then I don't want you to fall. Like I did my makeup for you. Purple eyeshadow. Yeah, you should have seen me earlier. I looked a little bit homely, wretched, not okay. So let me go on here. And then I wanted to show you some of the quilts that I have finished. I wanted to probably quilt a quilt with you guys. I privatized all the other 24-hour live streams so I could like stop the comments so I could pick a winner. I think I'm going to give one quilt away per video that I did on the live streams. And so I need to go through the comments and pick a person. Also too, I have shipped somebody who won a quilt on a live stream here. The quilt has been shipped. The binding finally got done. I finally put it in a box and I finally took it to the post office and I finally took care of it. So hopefully you can hear me well. So, come on, internet. You're supposed to work better. So, that got taken care of. There's a lady who won one of the quilts and she asked me not to send it to her. I was going to send her a package, but then they were saying that they wouldn't. I'm afraid if I send her a package, I'm willing to pay the tariff fee and pay for everything, but they were saying that I think the person who receives the package has to pay for the tariff fee. I'm not sure. The post office guy wouldn't tell me. So one of the things I'm going to do for that sweet person who won the quilt from Canada is I'm going to see if I could find Canada Etsy sellers and for them to ship her a gift. Maybe. That's my hope. That's my thought. So I ended up getting, I know, I need prayer. I woke up real bad today with a huge migraine, but today a lady gave me, I'm walking around like a zombie girl, and a lady gave me some meds. A sweet stranger. She could have drugged me, you know, you never know. But what I decided is I went back on Etsy. There's the seller who sells these quilts on Etsy is also selling on eBay. I think it's King or Richie or something like that. The issue is when she sells on eBay, which I bought a couple of the quilts that she has removed on Etsy, is you paying her the quilt cost and $14 for shipping per quilt. So even if I buy 4 quilts, I'm paying $13 per quilt. And if I buy the quilts from Etsy, I'm not paying any shipping. And I understand she makes some more money and it helps her with the shipping. But anyhow, shipping is expensive if you buy them on eBay. So let me go here. Let me manage my account. Hopefully you don't see what I'm doing. You don't see my passwords. I think I want to do a couple live streams this week. One of them, hi Betty, how are you? What I wanted to do is I've had some really big embroidery jobs, which I'm so happy about. It's so beautiful hearing all three machines. Chicka, 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 chicka. You're recovering for surgery. I'm so glad you're okay. That's a lot. So I wanted to do a live stream because I got more work to do embroidery and I thought I could do it live. But then I was thinking the embroidery noise is horrible. I'm glad you're better, Carissa. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here, even though you've done surgery. That's a lot. Let me see if my live stream is on. Yes, she is. I am live. I can see myself on this computer. Edit. I just haven't canceled. So I have had. Do y'all want to see some of the stuff I finished? She's on. Done. Manual. Automatic recommended. Save. Okay. The reason I'm looking at my computer is I'm making sure that what you see here is over there on the computer. It means it's what you guys see. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Carissa. I really do hope you're... Trigger finger? So they did surgery here because I remember when I used to do court reporting, that I would have a lot of carpal tunnel pain. I used to do a whole bunch of carpal tunnel stretches. Stretch, flex, pull. Okay, this is not a therapy class, but yeah. Okay, so that's okay. That's working. So what I was thinking is doing a live stream and taking you guys, since it's fall, kind of fall, taking you guys with me to a park and to hang out and sew together. What do y'all think? Would y'all want to be a part of that? Would y'all want to see that? What I'm really proud of, okay, I want to share some proud things that I'm proud of. I ended up buying 2 giant rolls from, who did I buy them for? Marshall's Dry Goods. I bought 80/20 Hobbs roll of batting. They have, I think, 25 yards of batting each roll, and they come out to $135 a roll. If you buy 2, you could get, sorry, my computer's saying something. If you get 2, it comes out to $270 for 2 rolls. It comes out to 54 yards of batting. So when I started doing these live streams, I went ahead and I bought 54 yards of batting. I spent $310 for all the batting, and I had 2 giant rolls. And I believe I also bought 2 giant, or 3, maybe 4. I'm so proud of myself. 4. They also sell 108 by bolt, and I ended up buying 4 bolts of 108, and I think it comes out with 15 yards. And since I bought them this January when I started quilting these quilts, I have gone through 3 of the bolts. I still have some fabric. I could say maybe I have a half a bolt of fabric with all the scraps that I have to put together, and I only have probably enough batting, maybe a half a bolt of batting. So I've gone through a whole bolt. Anyway, I also have it. Oh, you have a giant roll of batting. So the neat thing is I've gone through all the batting, and I was gonna buy some more today. I have all the batting and I have all the fabric. I've used it all with, well, I still have some left over. I could probably do 4 more quilts. I have more back fabric from the Marshall's Dry Goods that I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more back fabric quilts without piecing it together. And I also have probably 5 more pieces of 189 by 89 batting so that I could quilt more big giant 86 by 86 quilts. Let's see. So, do you guys want to get me to get, so look, yeah, since y'all are the ones commenting, do you want to do, this is a butterfly quilt, this is a star multicolored quilt, or do you want to, oh, sorry, or do you want me to put a black, beautiful star quilt? Y'all pick. Tell me what y'all want. I'll do it. You guys decide. Because the only, I think there's more than that. Let me see on the live. On my computer, you can see that there's like 12 to 20 people in here, but only 20 people are commenting. Some of you are quietly watching, which make me fine. You don't have to come out. The butterfly. Okay, you want me to do the butterfly? Okay, butterfly it is. So I'm gonna open her. You're gonna work with me the whole time, if that's okay. You're gonna hang with me, the 20 of you. Some of you like, I don't know, I want to watch her, but I'm not gonna say nothing. So we're gonna do, sorry, on my computer I could tell exactly what's here. On the switcher, I just see your comments. Whoever comments is who I see. So while I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna connect you to another camera. So hold on, I'm gonna move you. I'm sorry, like, you know, I'm gonna move you. I'm gonna move you over here, and then I need to be careful that I don't drop you. All right, I'm gonna move you, and then while I'm moving you, I'm gonna plug in. I have these cameras that are already like locked into the computer. Quick status. Why doesn't it let me? I don't know what. Sometimes weird stuff happens when I'm doing lives. Some people probably don't want me to do lives, you know. I have some frenemies. Hold on, okay? I want to also, so we're going to get the long arm started. I'm going to get this. Hold on. Sorry, now you get up closes on my eyeshadow. Isn't that lovely? Isn't she lovely? All right, so I'm going to send you here so you can see this machine. You guys want a beautiful, let me get the batting. So you see me putting fabric here. I'm going to open the fabric. Oh, also too, I'm going to share several things that have been going on. I have put beautiful blinds up here so that, ooh, this is so pretty. I bought this because I really loved the bird quilt, but the bird quilt, hold on, let me see if you could move it here. The bird quilt, she moved to Etsy, and I was gonna buy another bird quilt because it came out so pretty. So this is what this one looks. And she had these quilts out here. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna pay for shipping, because the other day I did buy, I think, 3 of the quilts, and I paid for shipping, and it sure did cost a lot of moolah. A lot of moolah. Well, moolah is money. Let me see. So I'm gonna get the batting. I have, I think, 3 more of these. I pre-cut the batting to do the live stream and get them ready. So I have 3 more of these little, hold on, let me move you here so you can see me. I have 3 more. I literally unrolled when we were doing the live stream. I unrolled and measured. I believe these quilts are 86 by 86, and I measured 89 by 108 to make sure that I have enough. I don't know if this is wide enough though, but I was like sleep deprived, so it may have not worked out for me. So let me show you the quilt top. I showed you in the very, isn't that beautiful? I believe I paid $39 for the top. And watching from California, nice to see you, Rosa Sandoval. Hopefully I say your name right. Okay, so I have I was going to make an order of Marshall's dry goods and buy 2 more bolts. But I told myself that maybe it would be better, Lorena. And then I was going to get 2 more bolts of back fabric. And I told myself that maybe it would be better if what was that? If I use what I have. Now I have like a whole bolt of Marshall's dry goods because I donate these. I'm not going to. Warm and Natural's mine. Like I have a whole bolt. Well, I have like maybe a half a bolt or close to a whole bolt of Warm and Natural. And I don't know, guys. Like that's my baddie. It's mine. It's all mine. And I don't want to share. I already share enough. I already gave enough. I did say that I wanted to give some fabric away. And I had a big old bag of fabric that I wanted to go through and split up into like bundles to give away to y'all. And, well, it's all gone. It's all gone. Don't want to talk about it, but it's all gone. Sometimes, sometimes things happen. So, and what I'm meaning is, I told a friend that she could go through it and pick whatever she wanted, and she could have whatever she wanted. And my friend took the whole bag. And I didn't have the balls to stop it. So I let her have the whole bag of fabric, and I guess I'm going to have to find somebody else, something else to give y'all. I do have jelly rolls that I do have fabric to bless y'all for those who did the live stream. Hello, Wendy. How are you? Liliana, how are you from Santa Clarita, California? I love you, Betty. Thank you for being here. So here. So I just didn't have the courage to. Well, my friend didn't. Once she got the bag, she ran out of this room and put it in her car. So it was just. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I guess she misunderstood. So, let's see. I'm putting thread on the machine. So maybe, I'm sorry if you don't see me. I'm also going to, let's see. I'm going to plug in another camera. And while I'm doing this, I want to show you some beautiful things. Right now I'm threading the machine. I hate threading the machine, so I just pull the thread through. All right, what kind of design do y'all want? Flowers, butterflies design? You want a filigree? You want, this is weird. Kind of disappointed right now, but darn it. This lady honestly sells these quilts, and I know that she's probably not the maker of them. I think maybe she finds them somewhere else, because I saw other Etsy sellers trying to sell these quilts, but they're trying to sell these quilts for like $100. And the lady who I buy these from is selling the quilt for $39, $40, no higher than $50 for a queen size quilt. So it really is a deal to have it, but I also think like the fabric kind of is weird, and I'll bring you closer in a minute on how what I'm saying is weird. But okay, let's see. I'm glad you're here, Wendy. I really am happy that you're spending time with me. And if you need to leave, any of you need to leave and you have the things to do, I love you. These lives are recorded and they will be on my channel if you want to finish watching them. So let's see. Hopefully my volume is good. It shows on the camera. The volume is good. Let's see. I want to share, like, I've been giving these quilts away to random strangers, some of them. And I love gifting. I'm a giver. I love gifting and I love blessing people. But one of the things that kind of like saddened my heart the other day is I gave one of those beautiful star quilts to a waitress over here in my neighborhood. And it was here, let me see. Oh, sorry. Did I move you here? Can't see nothing. Lorena. Let me move you here. Let me move you down so you can see. Let me move you up. Angle. And anyway, I'm going to have to sew, okay? So, I'm going to bring you here, okay? So you can see what I'm doing. So I gifted it to her, and it was one of the most beautiful quilts. It's one of the quilts I wish I would have kept for myself. But I have so many, and I kind of want to do my quilts and stuff. I bought these to give away, so. Let me see if you can see. So the girl, I gave her the quilt. It was one of the most beautiful quilts. I think these quilts, once they're quilted and bound, they're kind of worth, like, they can be worth about $1,000 based on the labor, whoever pieced this in, and also based on the so if I was to long arm this for a client, the cost of me long arming this would probably be $210. Maybe $198 for me to long arm it. So in material to like batting, back fabric, I found a way to get it cheaper. So this batting is probably $7 a yard. I'm using about 2.5 yards of batting. Wow, in the name of Jesus. 2.5 yards of batting. I found the sheet that I'm using. The sheet cost me a good $7 for a king size sheet. And so in it financially, I have probably, including my labor, I have, let's say, $120 invested in these quilts. Yeah, maybe, yeah, 120 labor. Well, not just in material. Thread, back fabric, batting, the purchase of the quilt top, and then, let me stop. Needle down. Let me see if I could get my camera to look up so you can see me better. No, don't fall. Please don't fall on me. There you are. Okay. I'm going to roll the quilt. And I want to get her started quickly. So anyway, I pay, like I've put in probably, let's say just the material cost for me to be able to finish these quilts and get them done. I probably put in $120 worth of batting, back fabric. I really don't think thread is a significant cost, but of course thread, not including the labor. Not including the labor of the creator of this quilt. But isn't she beautiful? I don't know if you can see it now on this camera. No. All right, hold on. Now you can see it. Please don't shift on me. Hide this camera. I love these AIs, but I'm going to read your comments, okay? The volume is low? Okay, thank you for saying that. I will raise it up right now. Monitor volume. Is it better now? Better. It should be a lot better. You can see me better. Okay, you can hear me better. Thank you for saying that. So let me get a filigree design. I'm going to put you here so you can see the quilt itself. And I'm going to pick a design. I need to put y'all don't let me forget the bobbin thread. So I gave a quilt to a girl. And I was so disappointed because she said her boyfriend took it from her and would not give it back to her. And then she comes up to me and says, "Will you do another one for me?" No. She looked, and she's a pretty sweet young woman. It's not even her husband that took the quilt from her. It's her boyfriend. But it's that black, beautiful diamond star quilt. Oh, it's one of those beautiful quilts that she took from her. And I mean, I'm like, no. And honestly, with I feel like I would do it. I would, but then I was like, you know what? If I give her 2 quilts, then Like, I don't think that's okay. Oh, wait. Then someone else who I wanted to give a quilt to will never get it because I gave her two. And then in that whole, because it's at a restaurant and she's a waitress and stuff, I don't know if the manager there was like, this woman gives away stuff. Go talk to her. Go talk to her. A weird old lady came up to me and she's like, hey, by the way, I want a king size quilt. Can you give me one? And I'm like, no, not for you. No. But people would get weird. I don't know. So I was like, I need to be careful now. Now I'm like, you can't even give with the right heart when people start being weird, crooked. Wendy loves, okay, she loves butterflies. Okay. So let me get her started, okay? So I'm going to measure around. Hopefully the camera doesn't do its crap that it's been doing. So, yeah, I have to now guard myself. So the girls that was asking me, okay, hold on. If I would give her another one, stop. Initially I said yes, but I think I'm going to talk to her and say no. Like, no, I'm not going to give you another one. I already gave you one. And then she's like, well, I'll pay you for it. And I'm like, you can't afford it. You know, she's a sweet little beautiful waitress. She's young. She's in her 20s. You know, she's just starting out. We all have been there having our little job, trying to make it in the world. Probably just getting ready to move out from our parents. And, you know, you're just starting your life. And she was telling me that she's having to save money for a car. Okay, okay, so as I look at y'all's comments, do you want butterflies or filigree? I low-key stalking him to find. Right. I'm like, Lord. And I told her, okay, so he took the quilt from her. So I'm going back. So she says, I would low-key be stalking him. Yeah, I know. I feel the same. I was so I felt like a pit in my stomach. Like, ooh, he took it from you. And then I guess they were together because I think he works in the oil fields here in Texas. And he literally put the quilt in his car and just left. Or it was like, and she was like, give it back to me. It's my quilt. Give it back to me. And he's like, no, I'm going to take it. So when I'm sleeping on it, it reminds me of you. I'm just like, you dirty ass dog. It's not yours to take. But she's young. She's young, and I bet like she didn't want to start a fight. I'm sure if she would have taken the quilt back, he would have had a bad attitude. I don't know. And that's not why I gave her a quilt. I gave her a quilt because I thought she had a kind heart and she was pretty. She was young. And I just wanted to encourage her. Okay, filigree. Filigree it is. Okay, so I wanted to encourage her. I wanted to, like, I don't know. I think it's so hard being a woman. And I think we as women should always, like, be biggest. Even in my old age, I want to be a cheerleader of young women. I want to love them. So, here's my filigree design. My dogs are acting out. Oh, mama. So, it's 4 rows. Usually these are 4 rows, 3 repeats. Let me get my dog out. Okay, so I'm going to move you here so you can see the quilt. She has a beautiful light blue. I better check the thread, make sure the thread's right. If beautiful. It's a beautiful light blue quilt. It has blue border. Light blue. I should iron it, man. Do your job. So, yeah. I was so upset, and I'll show you the quilt I gave her, because to me the quilt I gave her was the sweetest quilt. So I'm going to put this thread on it. What do you think? I'm going to have to check. Recording saved successfully. So let me check it. See. Yeah, it's beautiful. Did I already put it in the bobbin? Yeah. All right, I'm going to start the machine. Hello, how are you? So, let me show you the quilt I gave her. I have a couple of them, and that's some of them I bought from Etsy, so I paid an extra. So they were $42, and I paid $13, $14 extra, so they were $55, not including tax. So yeah, they were like a good $60 quilt top. Bobbin, okay. All right. So let me show you. I'm going to start the quilt. See, this is here. I haven't measured, I think, well. Okay, and then I need an iron, okay? So I'm going to start. Then I'm starting, okay? I think you can see it. So hold on. I'm going to go get the quilt so you guys can see it. Maybe this will follow me. Come. And spin. I need an iron real quick. Hopefully you can see me. Can you see me? Probably not. Let me come back. Okay, let's see. I need an iron. Hey, wait. I always try to iron as flat as I can. And the reason I want to iron as flat as I can is so that I could talk to y'all and I don't have to worry about this quilt getting pleats. Also, too, these quilts, let me just say they're made okay. They have a lot of fullness in them. And I think that comes in part because whoever created these, they're like making them as fast as they can and they don't care about the quality of work. Also, too, there is a weird, like you see the bowing? I don't know if you see the bowing, but so let me get the bowing here. And this just pulls the back fabric for me. So let me give you a sight. Hello, how are you, Nana? I love you, my lady. I forgot to put on my earrings today. I was wearing them yesterday. So, okay, let's see. So, let me show you the quilt I gave a girl while you guys are watching the long arm do wonderful work. And then I may put another camera on so you guys could see. And then the switcher can do its job, and its job is to be switching. Hold on. Hi, how are you? Sorry. So I want to show you the quilt I gave the girl. I do have a picture. Connecting another camera. Let me get that camera ready. Then I could probably. So this is another camera view. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to move you here in the center. Maybe not. Where I could move you around, we could chat a little bit because I want to show you some things. I'm going to show you probably up. 7 of the quilts that I have already bound. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So I kind of moved you a little bit. Sorry. I'm giving you 2 different views. That's where we're at on the long arming. how are you, ultimately. So I want to share with you the quilt I gave the girl. And the quilt the boyfriend stole. So annoying, man. It was one of these. It was this one. My favorite one. My favorite one. This is the quilt I gave her. Ooh, isn't it beautiful? Ooh, by the way, look, I got blinds. So now you're not blinded by the sunlight. Got blinds. The things that make me funny. The video was buffering. It'll come back. And if you lose me, and what happens when it buffets, it'll go back and then it'll replay. This is the quilt I gave the girl. And this is the one the boyfriend stole from her. Well, he took from her. Because he loves her. Because he just, come on. And so she asked me to make her another one, and I don't know. I initially said yes, but I think I need to talk to her. Like, you know what? You need to go back, and you need to get that quilt from your boyfriend. When he's married to you, then he can have the quilt. But he's boyfriend material right now. He's not husband yet. And so, let's see. Let me show you the quilting. Let me show you also too, while you're watching the quilting, and I got, let me see, no voice. I show that I have voice on here, Sherry, I'm sorry. On my video camera, it does share that my volume is kind of high even. So, I bought this one a couple weeks ago. Isn't that beautiful, the blind? Let me see. Isn't it beautiful? I bought this one. I bought two of these, two of the butterfly, and two of a white background. Aren't they beautiful? What I really do love is they kind of look like meh. Okay. Aren't these quilts beautiful? I bought two of these. I thought they were different. They were colorful. I really don't like. I like the other black one that I shared with you. Let me show you also too. Then let me show you. I'm sorry I'm not in the screen. So I bought two. And then I bought two of these. On the live stream, I ended up quilting one of these, something like this, but it had a green polka dot on it. I think this is a beautiful colored quilt. Believe it or not, I believe I got these for $32 because she had a sale on them for $15% off. Blessed, right? Let me show you the long arm. What a blessing. So I got the butterfly, and I'll turn you around so you can see the butterfly. And then two of these. One of the ladies who won one of the beautiful star quilts, I sent it this week. It took me a bit to get the binding on it and get it going. So if anybody wins these quilts, one of the things you just have to consider that I'm going to bind them. I want to I want to have them beautifully finished for you. Initially, I was thinking that it'd be nice just to send them out and give them to you, but I feel like I'm giving you a gift and I want you to work for it to get it done. Anyway, so one of the quilts that I did on the live stream, hopefully you could see me maybe, that wasn't showcased because we forgot to show it, was this one. This is kind of like the one I just showed you. The only difference is, let me put it up. The only difference is this has some weird polka dots on it. Now this is already quilted, and this is one of the ones that are going to be given away for the people who commented on the live streams when I was doing the 24-hour live streams in the beginning of this. What month are we in? Shoot, I don't even remember my days. But you see the orange or green polka dots? I colored a beautiful, or quilted a beautiful flower on this one. So let's see. Let's see. Also too, let me show you this one. What do y'all think about this one? I quilted this. I came back up here a couple of days after the live stream, and I had to come up here and kind of clean. I know they're beautiful, right? So hold on, so I came up here and wanted to clean, and I already had the back fabric on the machine. And I was like, you know what? While you're here, kind of just, I was putting the blind on in the back. I was putting blinds on the side of the room. And while I was doing all that, I got a quilt started. Now the neat thing about, and I haven't trimmed this one. Your birthday. I don't know if you can see the quilting. It has a beautiful voluminous flower. Let me see. This way. Every time you're on the camera, you have to do the opposite. So yeah, beautiful, right? This, I'm also going to give away. I don't know. This one's your favorite? Are you serious? This one. Text me. It's yours. You like the polka dot ones? I have a lot of these. I should have done a live stream with it, but I was kind of like tired. You know, when I'm doing a live stream, I want to make sure like you guys are like y'all are being entertained. You're not here just watching me. You're not just watching me annoyingly. Here, long arm. All right, and then I want to show you something else. I'm going to sit you down. Well, the one is very colorful. Yes. So Clarissa and Betty, since you guys were the first two on this live, Clarissa and Betty, you get a quilt. You get a quilt. Okay, no. Okay, Clarissa and Betty, because you guys were the first two on this live, you get to pick. And look, if Clarissa and Betty both want this one, I have another one that I can long arm. And I'll do a live streaming, long arming it tomorrow. This one's ready. I just need to trim it down Okay, so Clarissa, you want this one or do you want the white, this one? Let's see. Hold on, let me pick it up. Let me get it. Betty messaged me on Messenger. Do you want this one or this one? Carissa, I'm asking Carissa right now. This one's that beautiful. You never know. So, if one of you wants this one and one of you wants this one, or if both of you want this one, I could send this one to you, to one of you, and then I'll long arm tomorrow on a live stream this one, and Betty can have it. So you guys can pick, and then this one is up for, so y'all tell me right here. You want the polka dot one, which is this one, yes? Yes? And Betty, which one do you want? Yes, seriously. Do you want this one? Or do you want that one? Either way, message me on Facebook, Lorena's Quilting or Lorena Cadena. However you can find me, you sure can message me. This one is ready to go. I just need to do binding. It's going to take me, give me a week or two. And if I get the binding done sooner, you'll get the quilt as soon as I'm done binding it. And I know you, Carissa. I could just send you the quilt. This one. Clarissa. The one with the blue polka dot? I want the first one. The polka dots. Sorry, guys. Sorry, June. Sorry, everybody else. Message you on your phone. Okay, let me see. Not do this live, right? All right, I'm going to send you a picture, Carissa. Say yes or no. Uh-oh, that's me. That one? I think you want this one. I really do think you want this one, right? Or this one. Hold on. Put a heart on it. All right. Now, Clarissa, if you don't mind you binding it, I'll put it in a box and ship it to you and say goodbye. Get it out of my house. Okay, so heart the one you like. Betty, which one do you like? Okay, the polka dot. It should be beautiful. All right, this is yours. And Betty, if you want the polka dot, I will long arm it tomorrow. Unless you want this one. It's up to you. Whatever you want. I have so many quilts, like, just get rid of them. Not in a bad way, but let me bless somebody. Okay, you messaged me on my phone. Okay, you just messaged me. Okay. So, message me, Clarissa, message me your address. I may have it, but I don't want to look for it if that's okay. And Betty, message me your address. I don't want to look for it, okay? I know I probably have it from the block swap. Okay. All right, so let me go here. Let me go here. Oh, that quilted horribly. That's horrible. That's horrible. I should have been paying attention, folks. Okay. I messed up. I'll just trim it down. One of the things I like about, yeah, I'll just trim it down a little bit. One thing I like about doing these quilts, because they're not my clients' quilts, I'm not so obsessive on them. They'll be a birthday present. Oh, happy birthday. I'm sorry if I missed it. I know you were saying something. Where was it? I heard. Hi, June. Okay. Anyway, happy birthday, okay? I'll try to get it to you before that, okay? So I'm gonna move you here. So let me, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna roll. I don't know if you can see this. Look how bad this is. Sorry, whoever gets this. I'm gonna trim it, but I'm gonna have to trim it on both sides. So I'll probably trim it here. But that puddling, well, the quilt's gonna puddle. I hate it though. The quilt's gonna puddle even after you wash it when the batting lofts up. But I don't think that's should be how the quilt should be, I guess. I think, ooh, the back is beautiful. Wow. Okay. When I think, okay, hold on, let me see. The back is so beautiful. So let me move you here so you can see what I'm doing. No, and then I think I feel so bad for, I love you, Nana. You're such a sweet lady. I tried to go to the post office the other day to send you some stuff, even though you say no. I kind of stopped because they said that the tariffs they'll give you, I don't know if they would fee you the tariff fee or if they would, yeah, I think they would fee you the tariff fee. And they said that they didn't know what the amount of the tariff fee would be. So I was like, no, I don't want to mess her up. I feel bad. But I have another plan in mind. And hopefully that kind of pans out. Because when I talked to the post office guy, he totally like, well, they're not telling me what the tariff fee would be, but it does say it'd have a tariff fee. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to mess her up. So I told the guy to forget it. And, but you know, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way, girl. I really want to be right in blessing. When I say I'm going to bless my community, I want to bless, well, I want to bless our community. I believe that you are my people. You are my community. Let's see. I kind of didn't post for like 15 days. I just needed a timeout from my life. I also have had some problems recently. Like I had a client who ripped me off $2,400. She sold me a broken machine and she wouldn't refund me the money back. And that was just horrible. And not only did I lose her as a friend, I lost her as a client because she was a client of mine. So if you're ever going to do a long-arm quilting business, don't make friends with your clients. It just falls to the ground. It like, so yeah, that kind of sucked. And then just, I don't know. People just, I don't know. I thought my friend, who was my client, was going to do the right thing by refunding me because she sold me a broken machine. And she did everything she could not to refund me. So that's kind of like where you see like I'm kind of pissed off or in a mood or just it's hard to come up here and do a video and have a good attitude about it. Because if I would have sold my friend a machine and it broke on her, I would refund her right away. I would apologize profusely. And I would just try to make it right. But this friend, who really was just a client, she was never a real friend, just... She had me on a roll for like 18 days last month where she was giving me the runaround where she wouldn't pay me. And then, and then she's the one that, I'm throwing her under the bus, but you guys don't know her. She was the one that she got pissed off at me and like sent me all the quilt. When I said, you know what, forget it. I'll keep them a broken machine and you keep them, like, just forget it. Like, I'm done fighting with this. I'm dealing with this problem. She's the one that sent me that quilt back and sent me all the gifts I gave her, like for her birthday and stuff. And then she said that she's going to return she's going to give away all the quilts I long on for her because that was evil. Like, Yeah. Yeah. So if you like know that I've kind of like shut off a little bit or kind of turned off, or I don't do a live stream, or I'm not editing videos, it's because I'm dealing with that kind of stupid stuff. It's all every time I kind of like back away from YouTube. Like right now, like I'm okay. Before I would talk about it and make me cry. And it's not necessarily that she took the $2,400 and didn't pay me back. It's like the way she behaved as a friend. Like the way I look at it is I could always make more money through embroidery, through quilting. It does take me probably like a good month or 2 or 3 to acquire that kind of money again. But I really valued the friendship that I had with her. And yeah, don't ever, if you're a long armor, if you work for people, do not befriend them. Because not only did I lose the friend, I also lost the client. And she's really close to another client of mine. And I know she has been bashing me to that other client because that client has ghosted me. It's just, yeah. So, like, if you're a long armor and you're up here just watching me and you think, oh my God, her life is wonderful. Yes, I'm blessed, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes, what was I telling one of my best friends? I was telling one of my best friends, like, I go into a relationship just wanting to love you and bless you and just be good to you. Like, that's my heart. I don't personally have an agenda ever when I meet somebody. Like, I don't have agendas. Or like, oh my God, she has a long arm. She could quilt my quilts for me. Or, oh my God, she has this and she could do that. I don't have agendas like that. Well, I don't have to have them, right? Because I'm the one that has long arm and I'm the one that does the embroidery. But I think sometimes now that I have this following on YouTube and this wonderful community of YouTube, they see it. They, she's a YouTuber, okay? And then, she's famous. No, it's not even, I'm not famous. I'm just a person. I'm just, trying to do what I love ultimately, right? But I think it's weird. When I went to the Quilts of Valor, or the Grange over here at in Shirts or Cibolo, same thing. Just weird, dirty, scumbag old women who just, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're unhappy. I don't know. I've met some really wonderful women in the community, but wow. So it's one of the reasons why I'm not like, what happened to her? Pray for me. Something's happening and someone's probably doing something really conniving and dirty, and I'm trying to not be impacted by it, but it's impactful. It really can hurt you. Yeah, I love that. Mary says her husband says it, so we're going to share her husband's loving wisdom. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to be me. And I think too, though, when people do you dirty, I'm trying not to have anger in my heart or bitterness or frustration, or I'm also too trying to just not have she kept saying, I'm going to be a real friend to you. I'm going to be a real friend to you. And I was kind of holding on to that. Like, she's going to be a real friend to me, right? Right? A real friend would do this. And just because I'm a real friend and I would take the loss so that you don't lose, so that you win. And even her not being a good friend to me, I was still being a good friend to her by taking the loss and still trying to keep the friendship. And shoot, it was not a friendship worth keeping, that's for sure. But I'm learning. It's a whole different world out here when, like, for a long time I did this and I was a hidden soul. You know what I mean? I was hidden and no one saw no one saw nothing. I wasn't succeeding. I I was just it was hidden. It wasn't publicly seen. The long arm or the quilting or the embroidery work, because I really have at one time a very, very successful embroidery business. I still do. I had a very successful embroidery business, and then because of that embroidery business, I was able, let me see, oh, my dog is barking at me. I was able to have a successful, so I got the long arm quilting machine, and you guys know that for a long time I didn't use it. Well, I wasn't using it because, hold on, let me let my dog in. Because I was really doing a lot of embroidery work. I would have seasons where I would be embroidering for clients. Let me see if I can get it to move. I'm going to show you the quilting. I had a really busy embroidery business, just like this, like really busy. And let me do one more thing. All right, hold on, I'm sorry. Let me move you over here. Did I already base that? Yeah, I already based that. Okay. I really had a successful embroidery business, and so I didn't do a lot of quilting, but quilting brings a different type of money, to be honest. I could quilt one quilt like this size and probably make $200 on it. I would have to probably embroider, stop. Right now I have a job that I'm going to do 30 hats. And I'm probably going to make $250 on the hats. And before I had one embroidery machine, or maybe two. I had one, and then a year later I got two. So it's a lot more labor intensive, I feel, when you're doing embroidery in comparison to this kind of work. This kind of work, you're just like you're seeing me manage the quilts. But embroidery, oops, sorry. Embroidery, you're really, sorry, you're really like hands-on. You're switching from one hoop to the next hoop. And before I had one machine, so to do a big job, it took me all day. Then I ended up getting two machines, so it took half the time. And then one machine broke, and I ended up buying another one because that one was broke. They said they couldn't fix it. And I found somebody, God willing, and he fixed it, so now I have three. So the other day after the live stream, I had, I believe it was 45 shirts that I embroidered, or 40 shirts that I embroidered. And I did 3 run-throughs when I ran through the machines. Yeah, I used to do hats and shirts. I have videos on it, and I made a lot of money. A lot. Like, I would literally buy a refrigerator or washer dryer in those seasons when I had a lot of work. Let me see. Let me see. And so the neat thing about that is all of that was not, no one saw it. No one, well, it wasn't visible, right? It was like a hidden thing that I did, and no one, and to this day, they don't know. They don't know that I do embroidery. People don't know that. Hold on, I'm trying to I'm sorry. Distracted ironing. I need to iron. I want you to see the back fabric though. So YouTube is a blessing, but it comes with its problems because people's eyes glaze over thinking that you have money. They literally think that I'm like, and it's not the truth. Yes, you make an income, but it's a very small income. And what I love about YouTube is I've gotten a lot of clients because of it. And also too, what I love about YouTube is I've established like a beautiful community that does what I do. You know what I mean? Which is a lot of fun. And I may look like I have a lot of money, but I'm using my allowance. I give myself an allowance every week and I save it, and then I add that allowance up, and then I buy what I need to buy to do this so I could bless people. Because you can only buy yourself so much stuff, you know? My long arm stop. You can only buy yourself so much stuff. And as a matter of fact, I was going to buy like a whole bunch of batting and something else. I was going to buy something else. And then I was like, you know, you still have a lot of it. You could just use your stuff. What you have? Yeah. Yes. I've been here a long. You know how long I've been doing YouTube? I have been doing YouTube since 2014. So I have been 10 years in. 11 years in, I believe. I think I really started being serious on YouTube, though, where I started posting weekly in 2014. Because I think my channel started in 2008 or 2009. 2009. Shoot, I need to make sure this is tight. Okay, so right now I'm checking my bobbin, checking the tension. I am on TikTok. I have a sweet following there. Come on, that's pretty good. I have a sweet following on TikTok, but I should post more on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I could literally get my phone set up and post on TikTok. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me get her started. So yeah, if you don't see me here, you know, something stupid's happening. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. But it happens. I don't know. It just happens. I think, I don't know. Maybe jealousy comes in. Come on. Hold on, I'm getting it started, okay? But yeah. So if I disappear for like a month, you know, girls having troubles. There was a sweet lady years ago. She was from Canada. And I stopped posting and she started messaging me. And she's like, what's going on? You're not here. And that's when I had one of my daughters run away. Yeah, I had a daughter run away on me. That was lovely. And that daughter, ever since then, that daughter's never been the same. That daughter's a little bit crooked. Hold on. It's hard to say about your own children. She doesn't see when she's wrong. Everybody's wounding her but her. Okay, hold on. Let me turn it on. But yeah, that sweet lady from Canada was like, something's going on. Please talk to us. And I messaged her and I told her. I even think I did like, I always at the end of the year share the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm really honest. I'm not afraid to share the failures that go on in my life and how I'm trying to overcome them. And yeah, she's she's older now. My daughter, that is. She's straightened out. She's doing better. Well, I think she is, but it's better. Let me see. Okay, let me show you real quick. Oh, ooh. Okay, let's go here. Let's do something fun. So I'm just sharing. If you saw me disappear these 15 days, because I don't want, life could be a bummer. I don't want to be a bummer in your life. I want to be a blessing. Okay, I want to show you something, okay? And I'm going to show you some things that I do to overcome when I'm really going through it. One, I do a 24-hour live because I'm very task-oriented. If I finish things, it makes me very happy. The other thing I do is like I literally removed or changed this room around so that it could, like almost like if I clean the room, I'm cleaning myself. So I'm getting rid of my old bad attitude. And then another thing is I like making things. So here, I've been doing a lot of binding, and I'll show you the quilts I've been binding. I made, let me see, a needle boat. Needle boat. Okay. I don't know if you do binding and stuff, but what I tend is I have the needle spool. I end up getting these little tiny bobbin spools from, it's called the Bobbins Donuts. I used to buy them like crazy at Superior Thread. Is it Superior Thread? Come on, go here. Come on. And I would have this thing and my scissors would disappear and my needles would disappear, like it's a whole mess. So I created this. Isn't that cute? Ow. Let me see if it is focus. It is, I'm going to call it the needle boat. The reason it's a needle boat is it holds all my threads so it pulls out. And I'm going to revamp it. I'm going to do it taller and bigger. And you could put all your spool, you could put literally a spool in here. And I saw a lady, she had a different thing, and it was for hand quilters. And what she did, and I think this is what all hand quilters do, and I don't know, okay? She did, like, she pulled the thread, and then she needled, put all the needles on the thread, like she put 10 needles on the thread, and she locked the last one up. So she locked it on the thread, and then had all the threads just hanging there, dangling there. And when she was done with one thread, she'd grab the needle and pull the thread with all the needles hanging off of it, cut it, tie the knot on the needle behind. Anyway, it was just a genius thing. So on this one, the needle, can you see it? The needle is on the thread. And initially I had thread, like 5 needles, put them through the thread, and then locked it in on that magnet right there. And it just sat there. And so I would pull the needle, cut it, tie, like, maybe I'm explaining it, it's stupid. Maybe I'll do a video so I can explain it with better detail. So I put a thread, and I tied a knot on the end of the needle so the thread never unthreads off the needle. I hate threading the needle. I don't know about you. So I pull it, I would cut it, and then put more needles in there, and then it hangs out there. But years ago, I created a needle bed for my needle thread. So what this does, these are empty needles. These are empty needles here, but I have one where I have threaded it, and I rolled the thread on the bed. And so I will thread 1, 2, 3, 4 needles, and I would roll it and tie them and lock them in. Now I think I need to revamp this because I need to, anyway. So I've been playing with my laser, and I love this. Okay, I love, mwah, Lorena. I made this a couple years ago, and then I've been kind of, before I had a plexiglass cover, before I had a box that it went in, I've made it bigger, I've made it smaller, and I think this is the best mock-up because it has like the slit and a slit in. The other thing I think I need to do is a slit and a slit in on the bottom of it too. But anyway, I call this my needle bed. And it sits on my needle boat. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. And then, I made corset thimbles. I remember a man on TikTok, we were hanging out together all night sewing, and this man on TikTok said, he goes, man, I wish I could get a thimble that fit my finger. And he was doing what was he working on? He was working, not that it matters what he was working on. He was working on the hexagon, like that polka dot hexagon quilt. He was hand stitching it, and his finger was raw. And I said, you know what? I have a laser and I have leather. How about we go to my laser room, because I took my little phone and I lasered. It's called a corset thimble. So I have, come on, camera, come out. Please, you don't need to see me. Okay, so this is my corset thimble. And it looks like a corset. And I have made so many of them that I give them away to my clients. Because it's a little, look at beautiful. So you can see the, and then I've painted these. I have, okay, thank you. Okay, then I painted these. I give them away to my clients. One size fits all. But look, okay, come on, camera, span out for me. Give me a break, okay? Oh, man. Okay, there's my long arm. I don't know. Let me pull you back so that you can, I'm not in your face, but okay. So then, okay, I guess it wants to showcase my cara, my sweaty face. So then, oh, I just poked myself with a needle. I think I need to make this taller. This taller. I was thinking I wanted to call it a needle boat. I think I need to make it taller. Another thing I want to do with it, this is neat about having a laser. I want to make it to where this has a place with the scissors in case, like it has a groove. It has a groove on this edge to where the needle, ouch, to where the scissors could inset inside that groove so they're not poking out. That's one. Another one, I think I want to make, so I made, sorry, I just want to entertain y'all with my stupid stuff that I made. Another one is, the other day when I was putting it together, I was like, oh my God, oh my Lord, blessed be, I was so excited. Just, I think like when somebody does something to you and it breaks your heart, do something that really makes you happy. And so then I was like, look, my corset thimble fits right here. Like, look, it fits right there, but right here. It's all in one. And I'm going to revamp it. I was thinking of doing, you know, the cathedral windows on a church, kind of make it a little taller so that the scissors would sit and they fit. And anyway, I'm going to revamp it. So as I've been doing this, as I made this, I want the camera to pull out on me. Come on, pull out of me. I hate it that it's in my face. Okay, as I made this, one of the neat things about it is I would get one of these bowls out, a pin cushion. Yeah, I need to do something about those needles. As I had the thread, you know when you're sitting, you kind of lose the thread and you're sitting and you lose the the scissors when you're doing handwork, and when you're sitting like, where did I put the bobbin, or where did I put my thimble, or you kind of lose everything. So I made this, I would sit right next to me. I don't know the name of that black, I don't know the name of that quilt. I don't know. I would say with like a sunrise, a sun starburst. I don't know. Now, if you want to buy that quilt, Denise, because you're asking me about the quilt, you could go on Etsy, put unquilted, unfinished quilt tops, or unfinished quilt tops, or I don't know how you could word it, unfinished quilt tops, or quilt tops not finished on Etsy. She still has that on Etsy, but the thing you need to know is she's charging like $43 or $45, maybe even $49 for that quilt now. And she's also asking $14 for shipping. But if you just buy one on Etsy, and I believe Now, I'm going to be sweet to you, okay? I found a blessing. She's asking me this, guys. On Etsy, her name is Young2008. That's where I originally got him. And she's on eBay. Now I'm going to show you what her thing is. This is her eBay. That's the quilt you're talking about, right? It's Ricky, Ricki, and then Richi shop, 54.48, and she's selling it for $38.99. But keep in mind, she's also adding, I believe, $13.99 for shipping. Okay, let me bring you here. So yeah, but what do you think? And the reason I was sharing all that with you is because it got me so excited. I need some water. I'm real thirsty. We're going on this other end. It's almost done. You want some water, little girls? So she's almost done on that end. Isn't that crazy? Let me show you. All right, let me get back. Come on, camera, focus on. Okay, so I don't know the name of the quilt, but I did share with you where it's at and where you can buy it. It's Richi 58.48 or 48.58. It doesn't matter. But anyway, with my boats, I need to be paying attention to this quilt on the end of it. Okay, I ended up binding. So you know how I was doing, how many quilts can you finish in a year, like do one a month? So this was one of them that I wanted to finish. I don't know what year or month I was going to finish her, but I finished her through the 24-hour live. My friend Miss Jones put the border on it for me on the 24-hour live. I long-armed it, and I used this beautiful minky on it. So, and look at my binding. I used the same color binding, like my eyeshadow looked. Delicious. And then I used, beautiful. And the reason I made that boat thing, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of binding. And I'm going to be losing my thread a whole bunch of times. And it's going to be so annoying, a whole bunch. And then I can't find my scissors. So that's this one. And then, hold on, I'm going to bring you here. Let me set up the quilt, okay? I like talking to y'all while I set up the quilt. So I'm going to, this is horrible. Don't judge me, okay? This is horrible quilting. If you get your quilt like this, tell your long armor to go back and fix it. Because this is some horrible quilting. This is horrible quilting. But I'm not paying attention, and I'm going to trim it down. And anyway, I'm going to trim it. You're not going to see it. Let me move you here. So I made my boat. And it was so neat when I did the bow, my needle bed fit perfectly in it. And that was not on purpose. I was just revamping it. And so, let me roll the quilt. And then I'm going to move you here so you can see it. Beautiful. Lovely. And then I guess maybe you guys like seeing what I'm doing. I remember I like watching people. Don't pull too much. This is, come on, please back out. Come on. No, she's not gonna back out. She's like, I want to be in your face, Lorena. We want to look at your nostril hairs. Come on, just give me some space. See, this is AI. You're supposed to do hand signals. Oh, stupid. Oh, forget it. That looks stupid, right? Yeah, say it. You say it. You can comment. That is stupid. So then I look stupid trying to get her camera to work because it wants to see. I was doing a live or watching a video and I'm bending over and it's focusing on my back end. I'm like, oh my God. Have mercy on me. All right, let's see. Roll the quilt. Lift the pickup bar. Pull down the quilt. Pull the quilt. One of the things that's happened since I moved the long arm in this space, the floor domes down. the floor, now you can see I'm sweaty. It's hot up here. The floor is not level up here, which the guy was going to put a whole bunch of brand new flooring up here, and I think he didn't want to use his money I paid him to do that. So on this area, the long arm smacks back or slides back. So I think I'm going to create some magnets to have it lock into a position that I want it to lock into. Oh, ouch, hold on. I'll show you what I mean. So, and then I don't have enough batting. So let me see. Move you here. So I hope I answered your question, Denise. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay. So then, okay, see how it slides back? Let me show you again. It just, do you see how I pull it up? And it just, before when it was the other way, I could pull it and it'll stay in position. So I'm going to have to get a magnet system, like a magnet to where it'll lock right here and it'll stay in position. And it's that's important so I could get alignment. So like I have this magnet here, and if I put it on the fabric and on the quilt, it'll drag it back a little bit, but it stays in position. But it's kind of annoying. It's because the floor is not even. And then I'm going to turn on my iron so I can iron. And then I'm going to do the, did I cut the thread? No. Sorry, you guys are seeing me fumble real time. Amen. Nothing like you guys seeing me like struggle. It's a blessing. So we're gonna start this line again, and then I'll show you in a minute, hopefully. Now that it's so close, you can see probably the back fabric. No, I guess it's out of bobbin thread now. The thing about the machine, and you get used to working on machines, you get to hear the like weird noises it makes. It has like a little, when the bobbin is real low, it starts the bobbin casing. Where are you? Okay. The bobbin casing starts to like dance, like and you hear it. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. And the reason I need that magnet system is because when I'm trying to put the thread on here, if the machine is moving on me, it's so hard to thread the machine. And I'm trying to find ways. I need to make the magnet system. I think I could use like a little piece of wood with a heavyweight magnet on it and then make it really pretty to where the machine doesn't move. Also too, when I was moving my, let me move you here so you're not looking at my back. When I move the whole room, I have caster wheels. Oh my God. Come on, camera. I have caster wheels to move this machine. When I was moving the machine, the plastic lining that forms the wheel exploded under my machine. Like exploded. And I was like, what is this? It looked like candle wax, like heavyweight, thick candle wax. Let me pull that through right there. It looked like candle wax. And no, it wasn't candle wax. It was my caster wheels. I've had the machine since 2009. So I guess that in all the years that I've been long arming, the wheels have lost like their rubberiness. They got brittle. Literally all the wheels like exploded. So then I started trying to move the machine and I couldn't move it. So I'm going to move you here so you're not up my face and I'm not up your face. Doesn't it look intrusive? She's like, man, she's being intrusive. She sure is. Okay, so let me, I unplugged that camera and I replugged it in. I am quilting this down. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, probably not. But today we're going to do, I'm going to show you all the, well, I'm going to iron first, but I'm going to show you all the beautiful come on, focus on me. Oh, now it's better. Now it's better. I unplugged her. My Juki kind does that too. Oh, your bobbin rattles. It's almost like yeah. I mean, but it's neat. When you know why that I think that's neat is because you've used that machine so long that you know, like that's such a. For me, my friend said, "Oh, the machine's getting low on bobbin," and I go, "How do you know?" And she goes, "It does a kind of like a dance or a pinging, beep, 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 inside the casing," and I'm like, I don't even hear it. But now since I've been doing the long arming for so long, it's kind of neat. Like you know your machine, and you know the sound it makes. You know, like you know how your AC sounds or your car sounds, your car engine. And you know the sound of it, which to me that means that you have really have used that quilt for a lot of years and it's been well loved, well used. Hold on, let me see. Let me move this. See that I didn't iron yet? Look how bad the quilt looks. You're not in my way, love. Here, I'm going to put you there. Da, 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 da. Oh. So I'm going to be ironing. So I don't know if I want to finish this with y'all. I mean, I can, but what I want to do is I want to show you all the quilts that I've finished binding. I finished binding. Look at my hair. Do y'all think I should cut my hair again? I'm so tempted to cut my hair again and have it real short again. Long hair is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Okay, so hold on. So, who misses Joanne's? I miss Joanne so much. Why did Joann's close on me? My clients are even like, I don't know where to get my quilting back fabric, or I don't know where to get they don't know where to get fabric anymore, or batting. I had a client who is having me provide batting now because at Hobby Lobby the batting is so expensive. So hold on. So let me show you this quilt. Look, and I've made. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me show you. I lasered a flower. Well, you can't see it because my dogs were chewing it. They love the leather. Here I lasered a dove. Hold on. And this, one of the things I like about testing everything is how the leather wears. Hold on, let's see. One more. This one I lasered, like, it's all worn out. I learned one thing. I'm bringing up, this has a butterfly. You could barely tell because I'm testing this. And look, let me. So my dog just jumped. So I've made a ton of them. It's just like a little tiny thing of leather. Anyway, so I finished this one. This is one of the ones I wanted to finish in the. This is one of the ones I wanted to finish. That is one of mine. I did this, oh my God, years ago. Do y'all get to see it? Minky. I ended up going to a retreat that I wish I never went to because the women were so mean. I ended up doing a whole bunch of flying geese. Yes, cowhide, yes. At Tandy Leathers. So I finished that one. And of course it has some minky. Minky. And then I finished binding. I had to rebind these. I think binding is what finishes the quilt off. So this one, this is a quilt my friend made. And look at the beautiful flowers that were quilted on there. You see the flower right there? So I rebound them. What I mean is someone took these and they put binding on them and I didn't like the binding. I don't like how binding when it is sewn looks like. I think it could look thrift story or Goodwill looking if you don't know how to do it well. So I had to trim off the binding that was placed on there and redo it. And there was a weird color on these and I decided to do a sweet pretty lavender, and I sat and hand bound all the quilts I found. Now that I have my corset thimble and my little thread boat, or what, I don't know what I'm going to call the stupid things, but, and also my needle bed, I found, like, if I have like little trinket toys to play with, it makes a very kind of like daunting job so much more fun because it made me test. So this one, I put this beautiful, and I had to rebound this one too. They had like a weird dingy yellow on it, and I took it off. I understand why you would want to sew the binding on a quilt. The quilt, it gets done faster. It doesn't take as much labor, but I think that, doesn't it look beautiful if you do it right? Like, it just looks beautiful. And I think if you're going to put these and give them to children, like, they should be done with so much love. So, let's see. This is another beautiful quilt. You've seen these on live streams. Well, I removed the live streams, so you can't see those live streams anymore. They are privatized, so I can look at the comments and then pick names for a raffle. Isn't it beautiful? I was going to do red, but I didn't have this dark red to put on the border. I think that would have come out beautiful. So you can see, ain't that binding beautiful? And I think that when I got these back, they just look like thrift store quilts. And they were so, they were just, I understand why my friend did it. She was just trying to hurry up and get it done. But I don't think I don't think quilting is a hurry up and getting it done kind of business. It's a take your time and do it with love kind of business. So this is a top, the top I made and I put together, and then my friend put a border on it, and we long armed it on the 24-hour live. And this is another one that I had to rebind. I took the binding off and I put, it had a dingy binding color, and I think, man, if you just put a beautiful color that highlights the colors of the quilt, even though I think this is a pretty quilt, but it's not the prettiest, right? That goes like, that is beautiful. But it's a pretty quilt, but it's not, some of these quilts are not the prettiest quilts. But look, wait, I was in Michael's. I'm sorry, I'm reading. Okay, I'm going to share your comment, okay? So they have fabric at Michael's now. Thank you for letting me know. Someone said that they went to Michael's and they weren't there. But here, well, I'm in Texas, so it could be different. Look at that, beautiful. And then look at the back. I think binding should look just as beautiful in the front as it does in the back. So I finished binding, which these are finished quilts now. One, 2, 3, delicious, 4. I decided to be binding one quilt a day. 5, and 6. And I started doing these all Thursday. Thursday I started putting binding on them, and Thursday to now I have been hand binding them. And then like this one is a tonight quilt. So if you're good at sewing on a machine, that's wonderful. And there's a way of doing it. I have a couple that I have sewn them, but I find that when I start sewing it, that I use the Elmer's glue, this glue stick. I roll it over and I glue the fabric down and I iron it and tack it, and then I sew the binding down, because I notice for me when I'm sewing, the fabric shifts a lot and then it starts to pleat and I get really frustrated. But yeah, look, beautiful. This one's tonight, with my noodle boat. don't, it's funny. And then I also did a ruler, and this is a ruler for doing the ends of the binding. This is for that. Amy, do you have a video of it? I would love to watch it. Okay, so then, all right. So I've had you here for forever. Let me show you where we're at. We're on the second to last row. And I've had you here for almost 2 hours. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go. Love you. And because I'm keeping you from your family. That's rude. I'm going to be quilting this. I may go to, where am I going to go? Oh my God, I'm going to go to Sonic and get myself some unsweet tea. Make myself an Arnold Palmer. And Amy, if you have a video, message me on Messengers. I would love to watch it. I have some videos where I do sew binding. Where I do sew binding and how I do it. The way my friend did it. And I don't think, it's just, some people like binding a certain way. And I feel like if I'm going to give a quilt away, I want to give a beautiful quilt, not a quilt where the binding looks like it's a mess. And I really do appreciate my friend even taking on the job. She didn't have to. And that's just the way she likes to do her binding. And her and I have just a different style. And nothing's wrong with how she did it. I just didn't like it. And since this has my name on it, I want to make sure that I'm proud of it. And so it's kind of like me being selfish about it. But I don't like doing sew binding because I find a problem where I may not catch the back. I may not catch it. The way I used to do it is I sew the back fabric backwards. So I sew the binding on the back end and I roll it to the top. And then I get Elmer's glue stick and I tack it down. And I literally tack the whole quilt down with Elmer's glue. And I use an iron to tack it down. And then I go back and I sew the edge of it, which on the top I use the same color binding on the top thread. And on the back I use the color that fits the same color as the back fabric. So the back thread disappears. Because sometimes the quilts aren't straight. And I also use a ruler to make sure that the binding is nice and straight lined. And I've done a couple of those. And they get done very quickly. But I think you kind of are using a little bit more time when you're adding the Elmer's glue step and you're ironing and tacking that glue down. I don't iron my binding anymore. I used to make binding. Maybe this is a trick for y'all. I used to do binding where I would make it and then I would spend an hour rolling it over. I think that's a wasted step. I recommend just making the binding and making yourself a roll. And when you're ready to sew it, just turn it and start sewing it and stuff. I found that it saves an hour worth of making the binding to not have to fold it over. And I just make myself like rolls like this. And then as I am sewing it down, I turn it, if you know what I mean. I fold it over. And I notice that when I do that, I have more control when I roll it over. And it rolls over cleaner. But I used to, and I try to save steps. So not doing that ironing, which is, where is it? Because I used to make it all the time where I would sit down and make the binding and then I turn around and I spend another hour folding it over and ironing it. I don't do that at all anymore, which is like a huge blessing. I think a friend of mine told me that you don't have to do that. But because I used to hate hand binding, but because I have those little toys now, the corset thimble, I wanted to see if I liked the feel of it. I wanted to see if it fit well. Like I also had a corset thimble for the thumb because when I'm doing the binding, I sometimes catch the thumbnail and I hit the edge of my cuticle. So anyway, I think it makes it fun because I'm playing with my toys. And initially, I got a thimble for $120 over there at Thimbles for You at the Houston Quilt Show. And I used that thimble all the time, but it was a silver thimble and I loved it. But I honestly love my leather ones because I made them. But anyway, it just makes me like enjoy my own stuff. But I love you guys. Thank you, Naomi, for the thumbs up. Thank you for Clarissa. Thank you, Amy. If you share a video, message me on Messenger. I would love to watch it. And you don't have to. Maybe you could share where you have learned how to do that. And then I thank you, everybody. You should do a binding tutorial. I have 2 of them. Kevin, I have 2 of them, but they're old videos. I have binding without binding, where you turn over the back fabric and bind it that way. And that video did very well. It's binding without binding. And I just did like a little square to the video, but I also did binding without binding on a large quilt. I also have another video where it says that I even have a whole playlist of how you do the binding. But I changed it. Let me just say this. I use, before, I used to use, so let me see. This is so fine thread, these little spools. Do I have a spool? Hold on. I'm not going to leave you yet. I was ready to leave, but okay. I was watching the comments, and then, let's see. I used to use a thread called So Fine, and if I could find it, I'll show it to you. I think it's this one. It's a polyester. It's from, where are you from? It is from a Superior thread, but Superior thread created what was called, oh, dang it, what they call is Bob Donuts. They made these Bob Donuts. Okay, so this is a very thin polyester thread. It's strong. It's real strong. It's a bottom line polyester thread. It's 60 weight, so you can see it. They don't make it no more. And if you find this, you can find it at eBay, but they're expensive. At the time when I bought them, they were $35, $40. I don't know how much they are now. I don't think Bob's Donuts does them anymore. What they do is they do a casing where you have like 10 colors. Hold on, maybe I even have it. Let's see. Yes, they do. Superior thread has this. And you have to make sure it is so fine. The thread is called So Fine because yeah. Sorry if I'm showing you. I bought this from Superior at the Houston Quilt Show, and I bought these from Superior at the Quilt Show. The reason I love this, okay, I'm going to tell you why. What I do, my tricks are, then I use, what happened, Lorena? There is a thread called Deco Bob. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. I need to show y'all. So, the needles I use, and these are my favorite needles. It's her. What is it called? What is she called from? What is her name? It's this. This is what it looks like. It's, I think, gosh, who makes these? She color codes her needles. Okay. I use her binding needles, and I also use her applique needles. And I do use these ones for applique, and I use these for quilting. And the reason I love them, for some reason, something with the paint on these, when you put that So Fine thread through the eye of needle, it just glides in. Like, mwah. I think this eye of the needle, the spacing of the eye and needle is really big. They have a set of different eyes, so they have smaller eyes. The needle casing is a little bit longer, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, I'm sorry. Well, you see my sweatiness. Okay. So the needle is longer. Can you even see that? Lord, you probably can't see that. But it has a longer eye of the needle, but it's a very small needle hole. What I do is I use that so fine thread, and look how fine it is. But it's some strong thread. And I grab it through and I tie it at the eye of the needle. I tie 2 knots. And then I bind with a very long thread. Very long thread. Okay, because I hate binding thread. So what I do is, so you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can. Lord. So I only bind with 1 thread, not double threaded with the knot. It's 1 thread with the knot, and the way I knot and thread on top, I kind of sexualize it. Sorry. This I do. So the needle and the thread lay in a bed, one on top of the other. They spin in the bed. And then they thread through each other. If you thread it through, hold on, let me do it. Because Sharon Shamber does this. She's an award-winning quilter, and she did a video on how she does her binding. And I watch hers. Yes, Lori Holt. Thank you, Mary. Lori Holt has some of the best needles that have the painted color. Anyway, I love her quilting threads. But the problem is, I love this size of a quilting thread. Okay, so it has a they literally slide through the fabric. So if you do binding and you have arthritis or you have your hands, they kind of tend to hurt and stuff. A lot of it is 2 threads cause a lot of friction, and when you're constantly doing that and pulling, it just works your hands. Doing a Lori Holt thread that just glides through. I've tried Tula's needles. No, I don't like Tula's needles. She did some needles that she was recommending for the Queen of Diamonds. I bought them. They were expensive. I used them. Within an hour, the heat of your hands bend the needle, and the needle loses its shape. I have literally used this needle for hours, and it's still a beautiful, thick, straight needle. So you want them strong enough, but slick enough for them to slide through. So the way, like, I knot it, it's the needle lays down, the thread lays on top, it spins around the bed, and then it threads through, and then I say they make a baby knot. They make a baby knot. That's the only way I remember Sharon Shamber's way of threading. Because I was like, she did what? You literally lay the thread and then spin it and then pull it through the same thread, and you end up with the knot. I love these little knots because these are kind of weird looking knots. They're not the knots that I should make. I love these knots because when you pull it through the binding casing, you can pop it into the inside of the casing and it stays stuck. And so this is how I do my binding. And then the way, well, I guess this is a binding tutorial, but I have one, and I'll do an updated one. I've done a couple of them that are on my channel. So here's my fold. I don't tend to use clips that much because they get in the way and they get caught because I have a very long thread. Okay, so they get caught, which is annoying. So I don't tend to use them, but lately my hands are having a bit. I'm 53 going on 54, okay? And sometimes and I have to give myself credit, I had bound 4 quilts, my hands start to hurt. 4 quilts in, okay? So let's see how I could do this. So I pull, make you come down and watch my hands. Come on, little camera. This is not a binding tutorial, by the way, but this is just so that if you want to know, if you want to do hand binding, please stay. Hold on. Please stay, camera. I would love for you to stay. So, anyway, you have your thread with the knot, and then I feed it parallel. So if you see, my needle is parallel to the binding, and I get like a little, like, come on camera, a little spot, and I pull it. Now that's the knot, okay? So where you come up is where you go down. So where I came up, oh, come on, camera. I hate this camera. I want you to die. Camera. I know you think my face is very pretty and you just want to focus on my face, but so where you came up is where you go down, or that's how I do it. Where I came up here, I go back down and I travel on the parallel. Do you see that? How I traveled on the parallel? And I pull. Now what I do is somebody will go up and go down and pull, go up and go down and pull. And the way I do it is I go up. Hold on, let me sit down and get this camera to focus on me while I'm sitting, because I'm trying to show you and I listen to this. All right, hold on. Let me bring you down. Okay, maybe she will love me tomorrow. All right. Hi, how are you? Okay, maybe. No, I'm sorry, Blue. Not now. Okay, please, girl. Please, girl. So do you... Come on. Focus on the thing. Hold on. I'm so sorry. This is my life currently, by the way. Stay. Look at Blue. She's adorable, right? All right. So I'm going to put it this way. Oh my God. Maybe I should just do a video. So let's get close up and personal together. Oh no. It's not funny. Wait. All right, hold on. Okay, kind of got it. So do you see how the thread is right there and the needle? So where I go up, I go down, and then let me see if I can get it to go. So let me just do this and lock it. And I'm just going to do 5 treble stitches, and then that's it. I'm leaving. So I go down. You saw where I went up. I go down, and I come back up right there. Then I go back down, and I come back up right there. You see that? I do 3 to 5 stitches and then it's going to do what I don't want it to do. Nope. If you have good thread and you've threaded your thread well, not like what I have, you should be able to pull, damn it. You should be able to pull all the threads through, and you have like 4 stitches. So I go down, thread through, go up and down the same spot and thread through. I'll do a video, and the reason I wanted to share this technique is, one, Sharon Shammer does it this way, and she's an award-winning quilter. I know my quilts are not going to go. The quilts I'm giving away are not award-winning quilts. They're not. But I do believe that your work represents you. And so I like hand binding, and I like the So Fine bobbin thread from Superior Thread. And if you could get a Bobbins Donuts, get one. I used to give them away to my clients. If you could get, thank you, Mary. I think it was Mary or Amy. I don't know. Mary. Thank you for Mary for reminding me of the name. Her name is Lori Holtz Needles. I recommend you get the binding set. The issue with getting a binding set and not that little card, I think that card comes for like $10, maybe $12, maybe $7 to $10, and you get all embroidery, tapestry, applique, all these threads. And if you do a lot of handwork, and I do, all those needles will be a blessing. My favorite ones are the quilting needles that have a very thin, long line. But I like it because to thread the eye of the needle is so easy. I also like when I first learned binding, you had 2 threads with a knot at the end, and I felt that my thread was constantly getting knotted or caught. And if I do it this way, and I do three to 5 stitches, pull it, then 3 to 5 stitches, pull it, and then you end up going through the binding and finishing the binding faster. I can't get this stupid camera to focus downwards so that you see what I'm saying, but it really does do a beautiful, almost invisible stitch, and you can't see the binding. What I like about the So Fine thread, it is a polyester and it's such a strong stitch that like after I wash my quilts and after I've bound them, it's a stitch that stays. I have quilts that I've made for my children and the binding is still holding on, and I found that sometimes on a thicker cotton binding or a thicker double binded thread that it just starts falling apart and the binding comes off. And I tend to quilt with cotton threads. I like quilting quilts with a predominantly cotton based thread. I think Omni is a percentage cotton, a percentage polyester, and I like it, so I use it because it looks like cotton. But I love a King Tut, and the only time, and I'm going to share this, the only time I use So Fine for anything is when I'm doing custom quilting like this. I don't use So Fine on why? Come on, go back. I don't know. I don't use So Fine. If I pointed it in anyway. I don't use So Fine on quilts unless it's a custom quilt, because I believe custom quilts are not going to be washed as much. They're hanging quilts there, and so they're not going to be moved around as much. So, but anyway, I'll do a video if you guys want me to on binding. I'll do 2 different videos, but I do have videos on it already. But maybe I should do an updated video because I have changed my stuff. And so I really do love you. I appreciate you. And let me show you the quilt where it's at now. And in a minute, I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to unroll it. It's not done. It's not done. But look at the back fabric. But it's already 2 hours and 8 minutes. I am going to let you go. I love you. Thank you, Chris and Betty. Please message me. I'm going to go through the messages on the other videos and pick the winners of the other quilts. I think there's maybe going to be 2 other quilts I'm going to give away. Wait, let me, what? You want to be on camera? Look at, she's so sweet. No. Look at Blue. Look at Blue. She's like, hi, Blue. Look, she's so bossy. She wants to be on top of me. I love you. Yes, you love me? No. I love you in the Lord, okay, guys? And I'll see you on the next one. Look.